So, the occult uses mantras, which is why I had said when they were starting to try to push this, we are, that one that, was assassinated recently. They wanted everybody to say his name, chant his name, chant his name. They did this with George Floyd too, remember? So the occult does this because it's to invoke spirits, and then they want idols everywhere. The reason I'm bringing this up is because, as I said in my last video, God himself was overshadowing Mary. And when he says that in the Bible, it's because he's letting her know there's no divinity here with you. I'm picking you because you're a virgin, because the whole world was on the wrong track. There was nobody that was here that was sinless. It was the whole reason Jesus was coming. But she was favored as being a virgin. And her being blessed was, he was saying, you're blessed because I'm picking you. You should feel blessed because I'm picking you, not because you're blessed. Which is why in the New Testament, Jesus turns to the woman in the crowd who says, blessed is the womb you came from, and he turns and he says, rather God. So in both those places, God is making it absolutely abundantly clear, no, none of this needs to stop. That's an occult religion. It's paganism. And they deliberately do it, and they try to say that Hail Mary is not a mantra. Yes, it is, because you say it over and over again. A mantra is defined as a mystical formula of invocation. It is associated with Eastern spiritual practices of Hinduism, Buddhism, and New Age movement. It is a pagan with repetitive phrases or sounds believed to have magical spiritual power or transformative effects when chanted or recited. Just because the Catholic Church tells you it's not a mantra, they lie about everything. That whole religion's goal is to take people that think they're Christians into the path of destruction. It is pagan, repetitive phrases or sounds believed to have magical spiritual power when chanted or recited. It is inspired by the quest to recapture consciousness with the one. The Bible warns against the practice of mantras. Mantras are clearly linked to occult practice and philosophy. The practice of reciting mantras is believed to internalize the power of gods for attaining altered consciousness and for securing occult goals. So this is how easy the occult can trick you. Is they tell you it's not a mantra. They tell you, they wrap it up in some, BS language about how it's all biblically okay. And then they say, oh, you only listen to us. They're the first church. Yeah, I don't think they're the first church of occultism, but they're not a church of Christianity. Mantras are mental tools for manifesting particular divinities within the reciter and for transforming one's consciousness into specific forms of psychic power leading to the attainment of transcendent goals. So even though you may think, because the Catholic Church tells you differently, no, you're repeating this over. How many times do you say the bead? I mean, the beads themselves came from that Eastern religion. The occult magician David Conway writes how the use of mantra evokes ritual madness, which leads to spiritual possession, demon possession even. Mantras are openly involved in the development of spirit contact and psychic abilities, and they are used in occult meditation and related to or incorporated as part of magic rituals. The mantra functions as a magical incantation, invocation, and all the varieties of spells that comprise the armory of words of power. It's all about words. So, Hail Mary, full of grace, the Lord is with thee. Blessed art thou amongst women. Blessed is the fruit of thy womb, Jesus. Holy Mary, Mother of God. And that's blasphemous right there. So think how many times you're repeating that. Mother of God, Mother. She is not the Mother of God. She's not. God makes it clear that she is not. God himself, even before anything, makes it clear, I'm going to minimize you. I'm going to overshadow you. Your merits aren't, you're not doing anything in this. I'm doing it all. You are the vessel. He makes it clear. So think about how much the Catholic Church has had you say Mother of God with all these beads over and over again, and do not think it's because it is a pagan deity. The power of mantras also function to facilitate altered states of consciousness. The practice of reciting mantras claims to protect the chanter. Yeah, it goes on and on. So the Bible. The Bible issues strong warnings against involvement in the occult, which refers to practice or beliefs associated with supernatural powers or forces outside of God's authority. These warnings are rooted in the biblical principle of one God, the belief that in that one true God and the recognition of his sovereignty. That's the reason he minimized Mary over all of creation. And here are some verses. Deuteronomy, there shall not be found among you anyone who practices witchcraft or soothsayers, one who interprets omens, one who conjures spells or mediums. That's what they're doing with that whole, the beads that come from the Eastern religion and the continued prayer that's not even in the, I don't care how much you say that's in the Bible, it's not. When God said, blessed are you, it's because Mary should feel blessed that God picked her, not because she has any special, she has no specialness whatsoever other than God picked her to be the carrier. She had nothing to do with it. She was not sinless. Unfortunately, some Christian traditions, such as the Roman Catholic faith, use mantras in meditation. In the Catholic education, students are explicitly taught about praying mantras through the archdiocese. So, and it's not a good idea. And then another site that I was looking at was saying that mantras are tools for focusing intention and aligning the conscious mind with the unconscious. So when they trick you there at the Vatican to say, no, you're thinking about Mary and everything she went, or what Jesus went through in his suffering, they're just lying to you, because they know every time you say that, Mother of God, Mother, you keep repeating it, you're invoking what enrages God. I don't think that will get through to people, unfortunately. People will believe anything that church says in many cases. The last thing I'll say is that if you're a Catholic and you care about children, if you do care about kids, then don't you think you'd want, the only way that religion can go under is if people stop attending it. I'm not trying to be cold-hearted in saying that, it's just the truth. Even if at your Catholic church that doesn't go on, just look into just look up how many, it's across the world, it's off the rails, the amount of children that have been sexually abused and continue to be. So every time Catholics continue to show up at their Catholic church, you're helping to keep that going, because you're the only ones that can cause that church to go under by leaving it.